Hello, good evening, welcome. It's eModels Monday. It's Monday, and we're on eModels, so it's here. You'll notice the absence of people. Where are we? There and there, up and below the Foxx over there. There's gaps. That's because it's just the two of us. It's been a long time since the two of us did a stream together. So we're
I can't sing that. Copyright.
Don't sing. No.
No.
So yes, we are here. It's the normal eModels Monday. We've got two things to give away. If you haven't already, go back and watch last week's video and comment in it. There's an important thing to note when you comment. You have to either ask for Ted or Tank, because there's two prizes and we want to know which one you want. You can do both, but don't do them both in one thing. Just put Ted and then a thing on Ted and then Tank and a thing on Tank. And then later on, I've been practicing. I can highlight words, so I can tell it, just pick the ones that say Ted and it will choose from them. So I've got it all highly technical and sorted. So
you're very clever and
probably
scientific
works
and
as well. So yes, do come along, join us. I'll stop being big. I'll make us equal partners in this endeavour. So yes. That's that. It's Monday. No Ted. Ted's off even further north than normal. He's visiting his wineries and stuff in Scotland, isn't he? And
wineries, his whiskey distilleries.
Whiskey.
I don't think it'd go anywhere near wine.
It's a type of wine, isn't it? It's just a very strong wine, isn't it? Basically, whiskey.
Don't ever tell a Scotsman that whiskey is a type of wine. Ted's currently drinking Scotland Dry as we speak.
Yeah. Colin's feeling a bit poorly at the moment. He's actually in hospital, so he's waiting on stuff. So just the two of us. We're here.
Yeah, good luck to Colin, because he's in for some bits and bobs.
Absolutely. Big hugs.
Big hugs to Colin. Ted.
Ted isn't really here. Mama Foxx is watching, so I briefly put that on because it's too damn hot for anything else. It's the only hat I could find as well, so sorry, Gemma. But she can't type in chat anyway. It's not working for us. So.
Oh no.
I expect to get a text in a moment telling me to take it off, but I should take it off.
Yeah, she can't type in chat, but she can send you a text message to your phone.
Apparently, Mama Foxx was very disappointed to hear that it was just me and Fox today, which I'm deeply hurt about. I know I'm not the favourite, but I didn't expect to. Oh.
Yeah, because he said, "Is it just you and Chris tonight?" I said, "Yeah." She went. Because she was like, she was watching videos on her iPad, and I said, "Don't be watching videos on your iPad and the stream at the same time, because you'll kill the broadband and it'll knacker the stream." And he said, "Besides, your wonderful son is on the telly box. You should be giving your full attention." She went,
And Fox is here as well. No, wait. Yes, so do keep us occupied in.
There you go.
Chat.
That's Gemma. Hey, Gemma. While he's
answering
that,
nice,
yes.
It says.
As always, this is the eModels Monday show, and it's your show. We're just here to hang out and have a good time, and you guys are in the chat. If you're watching this and you can't see the live chat, you might be watching it embedded somewhere. Just click on the YouTube icon in the bottom right-hand corner down there somewhere. And that'll transport you instamagically to YouTube, where you can carry on watching and join in the live chat in most cases. If you're on an iPad or a mobile phone or something, the chat might be underneath the video, so scroll down a bit if you can't see it. Don't forget, of course, this is an eModel show, so please keep it clean in the chat, and of course please don't mention other model retailers, because it is for emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. And that's, I think, is that all my terms and conditions?
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Be nice to each other.
Yeah, be nice. Be lovely. We'll use Wheaton's law that I can't speak out loud with words because it's got a rude word in it. But don't be a Richard. But it's my what's in store tonight, by the way. So sorry. Although I have to say, I have done the laziest what's in store in the world ever. I've broken my record. So you'll see later on.
It's not quite which items are on the front page of eModels page, but it's...
Yeah, the theme isn't the first 7 things that Fox saw listed on the page, but it's not far off.
Yeah. Right, Colin's not here, so I shall do an homage to Colin's... factoid type stuff. I have found
almost
a website. Festus Factoids, but not quite. I have Today in History. So we have important events from today in history. In 451, the Roman general, wait for it, Flavius Aetius, possibly, defeats Attila the Hun.
They gave me pills.
At the Battle of Catalonian Plains. Chalon-sur-Marne, halting the Hun invasion of Roman Gaul.
I say it's the bloody Hun.
In 1519, the Spanish expedition led by Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan starts off on the first successful circumnavigation of the globe. But
Is
Magellan
it
was
Magellan or
unfortunately killed
Magellan?
on the
I
route.
never know.
Magellan?
Magellan.
I don't
I
know.
never quite know.
It were him, but he didn't make it back. He died en route.
That's a bit rubbish. Or could it be Magellan? Could be Magellan.
I don't think it's that. I think it's one of the other two, but
He's not
I
Welsh,
don't
is
know.
he? So.
In 2001, a more recent addition to the Today in History, US President George W. Bush declared a war on terror. Today,
Did he?
And in 2019, students from 185 countries staged the world's largest ever protest on climate change. And then for the next 2 years, everybody stayed at home.
Yeah.
So it sort of worked.
Yeah. There were a lot less planes for at least a year.
Yeah. And right, let's do some births. Famous birthdays today.
Births.
When it says famous, I know I've heard of perhaps two of these people.
You have to remember we are old, Chris, so we don't know any of the young hardcore and street personality types, if they're any of them.
Yeah, but I don't think Upton Sinclair counts because he was born in 1878.
Nope, never heard of that.
But I've never heard of him. Maxwell Perkins, born in 1884.
Hang on, are we getting any information about who they are? Or are you just going to give us dates and names?
I'm just giving you names and dates.
Oh.
Sophia Loren. It's her 87th
Yeah, we know who
birthday
Sophia
today.
Loren was.
And Guy Lafleur. It's his 70th birthday today. I don't know who he is either. It's unfortunate that it's not tomorrow, because tomorrow's birthdays are better. I know many of those. We've got H.G. Wells, Stephen King, Bill Murray. But, you know, today, a bit rubbish.
Monday's just the wrong day.
Colin doesn't do this, but we do famous weddings. Weddings of the day.
Go on then. Go on then.
In 1975, Dudley Moore got married. Any idea who to?
No.
Tuesday Weld, apparently. I don't know.
Tuesday Weld.
Apparently they divorced in 1980 as well, so they were married for 5 years.
Yeah. That's pretty good for a Hollywood wedding. Hollywood marriage, that 5 years.
In 1997, Chips actor. Which one?
Hang on. And it's Enrique. No. What was his name? There's the white guy that nobody ever remembers who the hell he was, and there's the other guy whose name was
Eric Estrada.
Oh, Eric not Eric Costanza. Eric Estrada.
Yes, I know. I just said that. Yeah.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you. 'Cause
he married Nanette Merkovich. I don't know who that was either, but there we go.
I got Eric Estrada in the end.
2002, The Matrix actor Lawrence Fishburne, also other films he did act in as well, married Gina Torres at the Cloisters Museum in New York City. To balance famous weddings, we can have famous divorces as well. We've got Jackie Coogan divorced Anne McCormack after 5 years of marriage in 1951. And in 1983, actor James Wood divorced his costume designer Catherine Morrison after 3 years of marriage. A lot of these marriages don't last very long, do they?
Yeah, I think if you're a Hollywood actor, you really just don't want to bother with getting married.
It's not worth
a
it.
Complete waste of time and a financial burden, really, to be honest.
Today's famous deaths in history.
Death of the week.
Jacob Grimm died in 1863. Did he write? Was he the Grimm
do?
sales bloke?
No, because they were not English, were they not? They were
Well,
brothers Grimm.
He might not have been English, just because he's called James. Jacob. I don't know.
No, it might have been. It doesn't sound... I don't know.
We have Edward Worths, died in 1945, and Jean Sibelius.
The composer.
Died in 1957. I don't know who they were either.
He'll be a composer that composed the musics. Sibelius.
Possibly.
You've heard of Sibelius?
I probably have, but it's just blacked out. And again, tomorrow would have been better. We had Virgil. He died in 19 BC.
Well, not Virgil the pilot with the
Virgil, the
Thunderbirds.
one that they've only got a picture of rather than a picture of a statue rather than a picture of him, because obviously 19 BC didn't have so many cameras around.
No, well, they'd had a few Android phones, but even then they were crap. So.
Edward II, Charles V, and Otis Redding. See, I knew some of them.
What are the odds of being like the fifth Charles and actually having the surname the fifth? It's very slim odds, that. It's very
No,
convenient.
it's just Charles V, they call him.
Charles V.
Charles
What
V.
V?
So there we go. That's my take on Festa's factoids. I can't do it as well as Festa or factoid.
As well as factoid.
Because otherwise, he'd be cross. So, we have to tone it down a bit to make sure.
Well,
Jacob was one of the brothers Grimm, says Scale Modelling Chaos.
Is he? Okay. I stand corrected. Well, seeing as how we're down by 50% of our workforce, I shall do something that we don't often do, and that's quickly whiz through the chat.
Oh, okay.
See, we got him because we got time today. I've got the iPad here. We have. Let's go through these quickly. Dave Cardboard, is anybody there? He says. Gross Models is in apparently. Don't know who that is.
I was in before I went live, but I wouldn't be in now because that'd be finger words and
that'd be finger words.
Be very bad form.
I know. We have Phil Lewis at the Scale Model Muse. And Muse says nope, no one here. Graham McRobertson, welcome Graham. We have Phil Lewis again. Mac is in. William Rayborn, welcome to you too. Andrew Preston, Candygram for Mongo. We have Primetime Modelling Evening, everyone. Welcome, my friend. We have, who else have we got in? Scale Modelling Chaos, Bobbins 9000. Good evening.
You missed out that model making guru bloke's here as well.
Yeah, we don't talk about him. Bobbins 9000 says, and I've got to move in for this, he says, good evening, moist people. That's what he said.
Thank
Good
you for
evening,
the
moist
warning.
people.
Took me a chance to take
He
the
used that
earpiece
word.
out.
Yeah, well, I have to move in like that and go, bleb. So I've got to get close. Let's have a look. Who else have we got? We have Scale Model Muse. John Howell is in. A very good evening, says John. Welcome, John. Twisted Rail Hobbies. Anders Ericsson's in. I bet you haven't been on the diet, have you, Anders? I bet you haven't. We have... let's have a look. Who else have we got in?
Oh, Bobbins does say it was my birthday last week and payday today, so looking forward to what's in store today.
Remember, it's item number 3. We have Lee Barrett's in. Lord Berkeley III says, Cooey, Mr. Shifter. Scale Modelling Chaos. Chat just jumped. If I miss anybody, I do apologise. Very merry happy returns, by the way, Bobbins, from last week, although I'm sure we said that last week. Candygram says, wishing all the best of luck to Festy. Yeah, he's in hospital today. He's having some bits and bobs done. He's been for his MOT. He's having some welding done, I think. So we were sending him all the best thoughts and wishes and hoping he's back with us soon. Put my car in for its MOT again today and it passed miraculously. I don't quite know how.
I think it's a dodgy MOT place you got. I just had a message from my wife saying, I'm in chat via you, Chris. So, yes, yeah.
Okay. We have Random As Ever says hi. So, hi. Random As Ever. Sarah Jane says, dirty, 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 dirty. Show is too clean. Well, we can't really do swearing and stuff, can we? So,
no.
Filthy, dirty, filthy, filth. Filthy, dirty, filthy. Anders says, Bobbins 9000, happy birthday, a little late. Treat yourself with number 3. What's in store? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Chaos says, today is George R.R. Martin's birthday for Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah, okay. Didn't know that.
Who else have we got in? We have, I think that's everybody. I think I've
Dave Cardboard says, September's a popular month for births, of which I am one. Also, me. I am, yeah. I'm sure it's something to do with Christmas parties. Might be. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm doing some simple maths there I didn't need to do, aren't I?
Simple maths by working out that it's the 9th month because it's the 9th month.
Yeah, I didn't need to use the fingers of counting, did I? No.
I'm shocked how you managed to count up to 9 on one hand anyway. That was quite impressive.
Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 6, done. Cockpit. Retro Rabbit Studio says hello all. Welcome, Retro Rabbit. We have, that's everybody, I think. Oh, Edward Leonard, of course. Edward Leonard with his squishies, squishy hugs. That's my squishy. Edward Leonard's got jellyfish. He's got pet jellyfish.
He's only got one left or two. Is it one
Huh?
moved
I know he
on
lost
to the other
one.
warm, didn't it?
I know he lost one, but I think he's got 2 left. Squishies. I like squishies. So that's everybody in chat. Now, I've got my camera in a different place, so if I have to read chat, I have to look down here. It's a bit rubbish, but hey. So, let's have a look. Scott Essery is in. It says hi. Welcome, Scott. William Rayborn says his internet keeps going out and he's feeling good except for his shoulder hurting. Is your internet making your shoulder hurt? Don't answer that. It's a family friendly show. I just realised what I said. So welcome to everyone. Hope you're all having a good evening this evening. As always, don't forget the question that we must ask. Ted isn't here, so we haven't got any dings. We can't ding.
I've got dings. I've got a ding button.
Have you got a ding button? Oh, you beauty. So two things. First of all, bench and belly. What's on your bench and what's in your belly? Now, we don't really care about the bench bit because you'll just put a load of letters and numbers that we don't know what they are. Yes, I'm building a Zigon V34 with BTM over. We don't know what that is or care. So you can put what the bench is, but we really want to know what have you had for your dinner, what's on the belly. So your dinner or your lunch or what you're going to have, what's the important bit, bench and belly. And don't forget, if you've finished a thing, Chris, that was your cue.
Oh, we're waiting for Ted.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a ding button. We can't hear it, but you lot can. If you finish the thing, you get a. There you go.
I think they'll have to say ding so I know you pressed the button.
Ding.
I won't know. Because I won't know you pressed the button. You watch now, it'd be like the most deafeningly loud sound ever. It'd be like bang. Yes, if you finished a thing this week, since last week's show, if you finished a model or any build of any kind, could be anything crafty, put it in chat and we'll make sure we give you a ding. Don't forget, of course, Chris and I are wonderful, but we're so busy trying to be pretty, and it's really hard. We're trying so hard to be pretty on telly.
Takes a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort, so we'll miss a lot of the chat, and the chat is far away for it. It's only a little tiny bits of text. So if you want to catch our attention, please put your comment in big fat capital letters. So that we have a chance to see it. If you want, you can do a super chat by hitting the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window, puts your comment in a coloured box, or you can just make sure to put it in capital letters so we have a chance to see your comment. And if we do miss your comment, apologies, give it a few minutes and then post it again in capitals again. We'll see it eventually. Right, let's have a look and see what we're doing in chat. Oh yeah, Edward's he had three squishies. Now he's just got squishy and squashy. The third one, whose name I won't say out on this show, has left us sadly.
I read that as that he's just got one.
Oh, just squashy. Oh, he's only got one. Need to get more squishies. You can't have just one.
There's no punctuation, so it could mean lots of different things. But I would assume that that's just squish, comma.
Oh no. You can't have one jellyfish. Or I shouldn't really say jellyfish because it's not jellyfish. They are sea jellies or jellies. You shouldn't say jellyfish. But every time you say jellyfish, like a marine biologist just loses their stuff and goes absolutely bananas and breaks a pencil. So yeah, you need to get more because you can't have one. You can't have bought all that enclosure just for one jelly. So let's have a look. Edward Leonard says, Belly, I just had a chicken baja bowl from Panera Bread. Ooh. Franco Mercier is in and says, hi, hello from Colombia. Hey, Franco, we've seen you before in chat. Welcome back.
Hello.
It's been a while. And also Redlen08 is in. Not seen Redlen for a while. And Peter Rogers, who's also in. All these names popping up now.
Redlen says, Belly, Tuna Nick. I don't know what Nick is.
Tuna Nick.
Tuna Nick.
What's Nick, Redlen? Or is that like half a sentence that got
it's half a picnic.
Truncated?
I don't know.
Tuna Nick. Peter Rogers says, bench, airfix, chipmunk, belly, toad in the hole, onion gravy, and he says spouts, but I think he means sprouts.
I would assume
sprouts.
Well, yeah.
Trump fuel.
Scale modelling chaos, belly, chicken madras, pillow rice with naan bread, and poppadoms. Bench 135th Sherman. I also finished the Ultramarine Lieutenant from the Imperium Partworks. Only my second Games Workshop figure ever. You finished it, so you get a ding. Probably.
Ding. I think you put that up in the boom. Yeah, we assume the ding dinged. I mean, I've got. What have I got? I can do that, but it's not. It'll probably make the microphone echo.
My ding is definitely better than that. I did listen back to it, and it was better.
It's not. Yeah, I've got big pink straw. Swig of water, thank you. Big pink straw.
Edward Leonard says finished and lighted up the Lego Daily Bugle. Yeah, ding for that.
Ooh.
I did like that. I've seen pictures of that. That's very impressive.
It comes with a Lego Spider Pig
Lego
as
set
well.
that's like, bigger than a big thing.
I saw the picture of Spider Pig.
Yes, there were other pictures around that one that had the entire build in it. Yeah.
Well, that was relevant to us because when Colin does his little hiccups, he says Spider Pig. There, he calls them his Spider Pigs. So, I think I've seen the pictures of Chaos's lieutenant as well. His Ultramarine lieutenant was pretty good. Good work. Sarah Jane says, food! I knew I forgot something today. Darn it. First order of the day. Survival. William Rayborn says, dinner tonight will be beef, roast and potatoes. I finished the Necron Reanimator.
I'll give you a ding
Hey,
for
we
that.
never said... What did you...
Ted
what,
might not, but I will.
have you dinged him?
I've dinged him, yeah.
Yeah.
Primetime Modelling says, belly, spaghetti and meatballs. Somebody always has spaghetti and meatballs.
There's always meatballs and always spaghetti, isn't there?
Bench, Anov camera rally car build. I don't know what that means.
Off camera, I think it means.
I
think he means he's not filming
for his
it.
own amusement. Oh, off camera.
Yeah.
All right, so he's not filming it. So that's fair enough. You've got to do something for your own amusement sometimes.
What was your bench and belly, by the way? We haven't got
My
ours, have we?
bench is very little. I've been doing some part works at the moment. I've just finished doing the latest patch of the Ghostbusters XO1. Look. It's not this scale. This is obviously like real life-size number plate thing. But yeah, I've just done a few more issues of that, which will be appearing on my channel over the coming weeks. Belly, I had a ready meal thing of... What did I have? It was cheesy beans and potato. Cheesy beans and sausage, they call it, from Iceland.
Cheesy beans. I've got fast show in my head now. Cheesy peas. It's peas. It's cheese. It's cheesy peas.
Cheesy beans, yeah.
Channel 9.
Which was very pleasant.
Cheesy
And yourself? Any belly and bench?
Bench, I have been working on some Death Guard because Cy Reynolds, our good friend Cy Reynolds, sold me the Death Guard half of his Imperium set. So I built all that. And then Mama Foxx also bought me about 4 months ago the Combat Patrol sets. I've been building those. Also, I've been doing some part work stuff, but I've had to pause on my Dodge Charger because I was waiting for a replacement part. Have you gone, Chris? We appear to have lost Chris. Oh dear, that's not good. Well, yes, I had a part in my Dodge. He's gone. Oh, he'll be back in a minute. He's probably fallen over. Yes, I had a component in the part work that was misshapen. You've got no audio. I think he said probably I'll be back in a minute. He's pressed a button. So yes, I was waiting for a replacement part, and one of the parts has now been replaced. So other than that, I've not been doing much. Obviously, I've been looking after Mama Foxx for the last few weeks. Are you back?
I think I'm back, and I don't think anybody lost everything. I've had some problems. My USB things have just been randomly turning on and off. But this is the first time that, well, the second time, because it did it a few weeks back. But it turns off the microphone and the camera, but I've turned it all back on again. So
are you using like a USB hub or like a gigabit
I
hub
have
or
been
something?
using one and have been using one for years, and I don't know.
Is it actually years old?
Investigate again, but
is it actually years old?
Well, only a couple of years old, but it's been working fine all those times. But
Yeah, it's probably
just
fine.
strange. I think it's probably
It
just
could be
a
that.
slightly dodgy connection that just wobble it a little bit and it'll work. But
Have you been jamming things in the ports and spilling coffee all over it and stuff?
is that not a good thing? I thought that was you're allowed to do that.
Did you try and wash it in the toilet bowl again?
No.
And did you flush the toilet before you tried to wash it in the toilet bowl?
That might be the no.
There you go.
It's all fine.
There you go.
It's fine. I missed your belly, just in case everyone else missed it as well.
Oh no, I haven't got around to that. I forgot that bit.
Okay.
My belly was for the first time in a year and a half since obviously everything was not been going out of the house much for obvious reasons that we won't discuss here. I was able to go to my corner shop, my local corner shop, and purchase one of their stick it in the microwave curries that are a brand I can't remember, but they're fantastic because you get a curry in one and you get a separate box for the rice. It's not like a tray with curry and rice like the Bird's Eye rubbish. It's proper like a tray of curry. Stick it in the microwave, and they didn't have my usual beef madras, which I really like, so I got just a generic chicken curry, and I mixed that with some brown rice, and I got Mama Foxx a chicken tikka. And she had a little bit of that, so I put the rest of that in my curry, and I ate that with some bread and fatness. So curry for my tea.
Cool.
Microwave curry, which is the best. It's the cheapest.
Jamie Bone says, "Where's Ted and Colin today?" We did that earlier. Yeah.
Ted is currently on a tour of Scotland, going to every single distillery he can get his grubby little hands on. So we'll never see him again. He's got the Lem, he's got his big mobile home. He's driving the Lem around Scotland, going to all the distilleries, which means he'll get to the first one and just park up and stay there for 2 weeks. So he's in Scotland, and Colin is in hospital at the minute, undergoing some medical treatments. So we wish him all the best. He will be back with us in the coming weeks, hopefully. Let's have a look. Where are we up to? Where did we
Anders
get to?
said, must ask you all for permission not to be here next week. Me and the wife will go for a short holiday trip. I don't know that we can give permission for absences for the audience. I don't think.
I think we can, but I think the price is that I have to say moist into the microphone.
I think we need more than a week's notice as well, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, has he filled out his form?
I don't know. He might have sent it to Ted, in which case...
In which case, yeah, we're screwed on that one then, because Ted's just walked off with the keys to the email box, hasn't he? I think we're gonna have to let it go, but he'll have to get a moist, I think, as penalty. So let me just. I'll give him a moist and a wibble as punishment. So first of all, you get moist, and then you get wibble. There you go.
I don't think I pulled my earpiece out far enough.
You can't pull your earpiece out far enough. And can I just say to everybody watching at the minute, some of you won't know what this is, but I made a terrible mistake today. Is that I found the official YouTube channel of the company that all the way back in the 80s made Dog Tanyan and Three Muskehounds and Around the World with Willy Fogg, and they've got a playlist for both series. So I've been watching Around the World with Willy Fogg, and I completely have the theme tune stuck in my head, and it won't go away. Because I'd forgotten the theme tune, and the chorus bit is so melancholy, the key is so melancholy, and ABBA meets ELO that it's stuck in my head and I can't get it out. So, and the voice acting is not as good as you remember. Let's just leave it at that. Sarah Jane says, permission denied, Anders. Oh, Red Lane says, Belly is tuna niçoise. Is it niçoise? Tuna niçoise salad, he says. Bench is the Warhammer Imperium, but still half of Conquest to paint. I've got all of Conquest to paint.
I've got none of Conquest. No, I've got a couple of issues, but no.
Well, actually, I've got all of Conquest to paint, and viewer James Donnelly very kindly sent me all of his Conquest as well. So I've got 2 lots of Conquest to paint. I've not opened it yet. He basically got it and started painting it and decided he didn't like painting miniatures, and very kindly asked me if I wanted it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll paint it.
Bobbins 9000, Billy, fish and chips, bench, Italy 172nd, B58 bomber.
Ooh, even 172nd, that's going to be big, isn't it? Bob the Fish is in, says, sup, space peeps.
Welcome, Bob.
The Fish. Welcome, Bob. Franco Mercia says, finishing a pretty old Matchbox 177 ship Flower Cash Classic Corvette. Good God, a Matchbox kit. That's going to be ancient. Wow. That's going to be like 99% flash. That's a challenging build. That awesome, good lad. Jamie Bones in.
Just got a message from my wife who can't type in chat because of YouTube playing up. She says, "Tell Foxx thanks. I now have those tunes in my head."
Yes. I actually also watched one episode of Dog Tanyan and the Three Muskehounds, and I'd forgotten how absolutely terrible the theme tune is. It's awful.
It really
when
is.
I was a kid, it was great, but now watching back, now I'm like, oh dear Lord, can you not edit that bit out? Oh, apparently there's a movie released about 2 months ago.
Really?
They're doing a movie of Round the World with Willy Fogg, and they've done a movie of Dog Tanyan and the Three Muskehounds, and it's just like CGI.
I'm going to say, is it new, or have they just edited all of the episodes into one?
No,
film,
it's the same company, but they've just redone it in like, it's like Das Boat when you get the whole series and then you get the movie version. It's like that. They put it into like an hour and a half movie, and it's kind of crappy CGI. Like, you know, you get like the knockoff CGI. It's like that. But apparently there's a hand-drawn animated bit in the middle that's a flashback, and all the critics I've read have said, why can't they just made it look like that? Because that looks really good. But the CGI bit,
it's probably cost-effective stuff, isn't it? So yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Hey, arigaton.
Jamie Bone, bench 148th V1 rocket belly, chicken pie and mashed potatoes.
Ooh, mashed potatoes. Anders Ericsson says, I don't know where you just read that, bet you seem to have missed some. Anders says, bench started over on the 148th Kettencraft Rad. Do you mean you stripped it down and repainting it? Belly Fritarad Potatis. That sounds like a body part we're not supposed to talk about. Potatis. And Ostburger. So I guess that's fried potatoes and Eastburger. Eastburger? Ostburger?
Ostrich
for lunch.
Burger. Yeah.
Agmac och cafe this evening. Something with coffee.
I did just find that one, and I'm glad that I missed it.
Is
now,
it egg?
'cause I don't
Egg
do
something?
foreign words.
Well, it's A with an umlaut over it. It says like egg, ag, mac. It's going to be egg, isn't it? Something with coffee. Coffee we can get.
Don't know. Yeah.
Candy Graham
Mac
says,
tells William that Ted is not on vacation. He's embarked on an educational road trip involving whiskey.
yes, educational and slightly not able to drive. That's the thing. He'll park up at the first distillery and then be legal to drive for 2 weeks. Ted's loaded, says Edward. Oh, I see. Yeah, you jumped forward a bit, didn't you? Hugh Gordon's in. Welcome, Hugh. Anders says, "Oh, I take my punishment with a humble face." Oh, I jumped. Let's have a look. Twisted Rail Hobby says, "Bench Lego Speed Champion set, belly 14-inch Gouda and potato pizza, cheese sticks, chocolate chip cookies, and Dr. Pepper."
Sounds fair.
And Bobbin says, "Colin is being probed."
Scale Modelling Cow says, "I hate you, Foxx, because I just had to Google Willy Fog as I remember it from my childhood, and now I have the theme stuck in my head. You want to be careful Googling things like that."
Fog, that's my name. But yes, it's just once it gets in, and it's not so much. It's the chorus. It's the chorus as well, because the bit before the chorus, obviously the verse, is like just really. It's just they take the original lyrics and they have to put it into English, so it makes no sense at all, and it's just like a conversation set to music. But then the chorus is like it's like all the earworms in the world. Because it's a bit like ELO meets ABBA meets Save All Your Kisses for Me. It's like that jammed into. It's weird.
Anders says, "You are very close, Foxx. Belly, French fries and a cheeseburger. And an egg sandwich and coffee this evening."
Egg sandwich, ag. So Ost is cheese, not East. I'm thinking German is Ost. It's not German, is it? So I'm trying to be clever and it's failing miserably. Let's have a look. I used to enjoy Matchbox kits, says Peter Rogers. I think we all did, but I did when I was a little kid because it was basically Matchbox and Airfix when I was young. That's all you got. So I'm looking at the microphone when I'm talking, but the camera's there, you spin. Oi.
Scott says, "Bench Lancaster Bomber, belly, cheese pasty."
Oh, yes. I think Muse is off. She says later all. Take care, Muse. Thanks for coming in.
Bye, Muse. Have a good day.
She's at work. Let's have a look.
Right, that's that. You know what? It's time for your What's in Store.
Is it? Oh, blooming heck.
It is. It's ready.
You
it's
just
time
segued
already.
there like a handbrake turn.
You haven't even dropped out of the stream. I might have a little briefly bit, but you haven't dropped out of the stream. So
no. You've said it now. I'm going to drop out halfway through now. Let me press. I've got to look around here to press some buttons.
While Foxx is getting his buttons prepared and finding his themes, it's What's in Store time. So,
I didn't plan that.
Do I have to mute him? Do I have to?
I think I have to mute myself.
He's got excited because it's What's in Store. There will be an underlying theme throughout all of them. Now, as it's Fox's theme, it's going to be very, very simple. Don't overthink it.
It's going to be very simple.
Your first instinct is
very simple.
Whatever your first instinct is, it's probably even easier than that. You'll probably be able to get it from the first item. It's that easy. So, yes. But obviously, everyone has to buy the third item in the What's in Store because that's tradition.
Third item is obligatory.
Yeah, there's a theme underlying all of them. When you know the theme, put it in chat, but don't press enter until he comes back on screen and says,
"Go." I'll say, "What's the theme?" Go. But if you answer before
normally
that,
there's more to it. But yeah,
if you answer before that, all you get is a look, like a mum telling off look, and you get the finger of shame.
It's not so good when there's only two of us doing the finger of shame. But you
don't worry. It's like stereoscopic though. It's like watching a 3D movie.
Yeah. And if you get it right, of course, you win absolutely nothing this week.
Yes. You win a pristine, untouched, still in the shrink wrap, nothing. A kilo of nothing. It's probably illegal. Don't tell anyone. Shh.
Might be. Are you ready?
Sorry, when I say kilo, I mean pound because we're going to go back to imperial, aren't we? So. Right. Are we ready?
Are you ready? We're ready. Are you ready?
Before we go, before we do that, Dave Cardboard just says universal earworm. Seeing everybody's got the theme from Willy Fogg stuck in the head. Universal earworm cure, Spanish flea. He then mentions two other things, but Spanish flea is the best one. But beware, Spanish flea is also an earworm and it can backfire on you, so be careful. Right, we're ready.
Waiting for you. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do we normally stay on the side here, or do we just go full screen?
You restay at the side normally.
Okay, because all the C is the side of my head. Right, so the first thing, obviously, we've got Google. So Google is the answer and everything. Right, so we've got quite a few items tonight because I got carried away.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but the theme is ridiculously obvious and simple. Don't overthink it. If you think about it even nothing at all, you've overthought it. So just don't overthink it. So anyway, let's get going. So the first thing, you're not going to see, I'm looking this way because my screen's over here. First thing we've got is the Italeri 135th MAS 563-568 with crew. Now it's an unusual one, this one, because you're used to building all your torpedo boats and stuff, but Italian stuff, not that common if you're a bit of a boat builder. So we've got decals. It's quite a nice big boat, 1/35th size. So if you're building like a little harbour scene, it'd be quite cool to have these.
He doesn't look like an officer.
No, well, the officer's got the binoculars, so he can't point at the same time because you need both hands for the pointing, you see, for the binoculars. But I've got to tell you, that's a lot of pouches on that other guy. I know it's a live fest, but who's the guy that did Deadpool? Rob Liefeld, the artist that everybody hates. He liked pouches. He'd be happy about those pouches. But looks like a big hefty model. If you've built one of these sort of 135 scale torpedo boat type boats before, you'll know they're actually quite a hefty size. So this looks pretty neat, to be honest. Looks like a lot of surface detail. Now it is it does come with photo etchings. So you've got some photo etch parts, and you've got some them. Don't know what specifically they are. Let's have a look. Oh, it says contains 6 figures, a photo etched fret, clear sheet, and screws, ropes, and dock accessories. So you can put it into a diorama. You've got a little boarding gangplank there.
That's quite cool.
That's quite cool. Yeah. You've got a photo etched fret, and many. I'm hoping it's not going to show every single part. That would be a lot of photographs. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty substantial kit.
It does. It shows you every single.
Yep. And of course it is 1/35th, so it's ideal for build, because 1/35th is an unusual size for a boat kit, so it's ideal for building into a diorama that also includes vehicles and similar. I think it's got like window masks as well. That's cool. It's got clear sprues. So there you go. That's the MAS 1/35th MAS 563-568 with crew. Now I came across that one. I like the red and white stripes on it. It's very Warhammer. And then I thought, I can't really put that one in and then not put that one in, which is the Italeri 135th Vosper MTB 74 with crew, because this is the torpedo boat that most people will be familiar with, building the Vosper. Because I didn't realise that first one was Italian until I read the blurb. So this is much the same kind of thing. It's 1/35th again. It's going to have photo etch frets, clear sprues. It's got the full crew. It's got more figures for this one though, because it's got a bigger crew. You've got
It's
all
the
these jolly
YMCA
chaps.
people. No, it's not.
Yeah, they look like they're all dancing. This guy here is playing a flute of some sort. He's like, he's doing that kind of dance where you wave your hands around.
I'm pretty sure the guy on the left's got an accordion.
This guy here, I think he's pretending to be in Trumpton. This guy's doing the big fish, little fish cardboard box, and I think this guy's just bazzing. Basically,
I think he's dropped his phone. He's just going to pick it up.
Oh yeah, actually, this guy's Bez, isn't he? Not Baz. This guy's Bez over there. That one. So this is the British torpedo boat, the Vosper. A lot of people more familiar with this. Looks pretty darn good. Again, it's chock full of details. It's a simpler boat design than the Italian one, but it's a bit more. I like the look of this. I prefer this kind of boat to the Italian one, to be honest, because that's not as interesting. Whereas this one's a bit more kick-ass. You get more dudes on this one. Of course, it's
slightly
it's
more
British.
expensive.
Yeah, it's a slightly more expensive kit. You get lots of photo etch, lots of bits of strings and sprues and ropes and stuff like that.
And screws. Okay.
It's screws. What does it say? Does it say it comes with
Screws.
More information.
Fork handles.
Fork handles.
Hose.
Yeah. So there you go. So that is the Italeri 135th Vosper MTB 74. Again, if you like big boat kits, but you want to build a small boat, but it's a big kit, so it's a big small boat kit. I have actually built. I'm not known for doing boats, but I've built a couple of boats in my time. I do like these torpedo boat type.
Did you Warhammer them up?
No, it was before Warhammer. It was BW. So there you go. So that's the Vosper and the MAS 563-568. So there's a pair of them. Next we have, remember, item number 3 is the important one. I'm
sure they've got several of those in stock.
Yeah, we are duty bound to let you know when this does come back in stock. It is the legendary, apparently the world's biggest injection molded plastic model kit. It is the Sorart 1/35 Dora railway gun. This thing is massive. When you see the parts, that's John, who used to work at eModels, stood next to the box.
And John was a normal-sized human being.
Yeah, John was like 8'6". So, but yes, this thing is massive. The actual barrel, when you get the barrel out, it looks like a drain pipe. And keep in mind, these are 1/35 figures, so you get the idea of how big this thing is. It's basically museum size, museum grade kit. These are actually long out of print. They have been out of print for many years, but occasionally they do pop up. One of them pops up, and Pete Mate at eModels snaps them up. If he sees 3 come up available, he just buys them all, because these things sell out as soon as we show it on the show. Somebody buys it. So if you have been looking to get one of these, it is a legendary plastic kit. It's obviously a massively ridiculous expensive kit, but you never get anything like this. It's museum quality, museum size. It requires a little bit of specialist building technique because it's not regular polystyrene, but it's massive, and it's a once in a lifetime kit. So if you've got the space for one of these, do have a look. But it's the legendary 1/35 Dora railway gun. As I say, remember these guys here, they're 1/35 size. So just keep that in mind, how big they actually are. Have we got any bigger photographs? Let's have a look. Close that. Can we? No, just that one of John there packing it up. Now, if you do order this, don't panic if it doesn't come with this actual outer box, because they're long out of print and they kind of do the rounds. Not all of them have been sold off, basically. Once they've all sold to somebody and they build it, that's it, they're gone. But there are still some floating around where that cardboard out box has long gone, and they're just in a brown box. And then the manufacturers, towards the end of the run, they just start putting this cardboard box on the outside, and you just got a brown box. So if you get it in a brown box, don't panic. You've not been shafted. It's just the later prints of them just came in a brown generic cardboard box. So there you go. Not a lot of people know that. But some people have complained about it. It's like, yeah, not all of them came with that outer sleeve. So there you go. That is the legendary. So you're all ordering it now. We assume they've got one in stock. They might have more. So with all of these things, we don't know how many of the guys at eModels have got in stock because we don't work for eModels. So if any of these do take your fancy, obviously, what you do, Ted? Oh. Do you want to be Ted?
Check it out. No, wait. It's not that. It's the other thing. Slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket, and yeah, we don't know how many there are. So if you do want to pick one up, it's not yours till you check it out. So get it in your basket and get it paid for, and that way you can guarantee you've ordered, if not necessarily this one, but one of them. But yes, so if you've been looking for the 1/35 Dora, there you go. We have to show this. They come up so rarely that we have to show it. Next up, we have the ICM 1/35 Mercedes-Benz Type G4 with armament German car. And I love this thing because it's just got all the wheels in the world. And I think this was the one that was also converted to be Hitler's personal limousine when he did parades and stuff. And he was in the back of the car standing up and, waving at people. And, well, he wasn't waving, but let's just move on from that. The 3-axle, 6-axle, 3-axle, 6-wheel. Big car. An unusual subject. Now, ICM do very good vehicles. I've built a couple of ICMs, and they are really awesome builds. They're really super detailed and they're not super simple to build, but they're not super complex, but they require a reasonable level of building skill. Because I built the little reconnaissance car, and a lot of model kits you get 2 parts with the pegs and holes or tabs and slots. Some of these, they fit together so nicely they don't need pegs and holes, they just need 2 surfaces. And you think to yourself, that's never going to stick to get stuck. Okay, that worked perfectly. So they can be quite a nice little challenge to them. They're not like super straightforward. So do have a look.
Yeah, I did the first production car from ICM, the 1912 patent motor wagon for eModels, and it was more complicated than I expected it to be, but it wasn't difficult.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's very nice. Bobbins does say, I wish I had space for that. Scale Modelling Cow says, if I got the Dora, I wouldn't be able to move around my flat. No, but you could use the box that it comes in as a spare room.
Yeah, exactly. And if you had a cat, well, you'd never see the cat again, would you? But I like the look of this. But yeah, when I did the little armoured car, it had like the sloped the sides like that, like the German sort of radio cars. They've got, and you wouldn't think they'd fit together and stay in place without slots and tabs, but they did. They just fit perfectly. So they're really nicely engineered, these ICM vehicles. So don't expect, they're not complicated in terms of part count, but they can have some really small bits. But they're not as simple as an old Tamiya kit. So expect a little bit of a challenge. They are really good though. So that is the 135th Mercedes-Benz Type G4 with armament. I like the look of that one. It's got a kind of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen look to it. It's got a bit of Red Skull Hydra's car. You could, yeah, I'm into my Marvel at the minute. So that's got a real Red Skull vibe, Hydra vibe to it. Yeah, hail Hydra. Next up, sheep. It's sheep. They've even used an amusing font. It's 135th sheep. That's what it is.
Is that a cow in the background?
No, it's just a cow-like sheep. See, sheep, but there's also lambs. That's a lamb, and that's a lamb. That's a lamb. So it's brews of sheep. But I mean, there's not a lot I can really. I like the way you get a nice Dutch angle of the box. It's not really needed, but sheep for all your 135th sheep needs. There's sheep.
Sheeps. Yeah, lots of sheeps.
Here's some suggestions for diorama arminers.
And as does say, the cheap sheep.
Yeah, sheep. Everything else not included. I like that guy's suit. So there you go. If ever you wanted to do a diorama of a car stuck behind some sheep, you've got the sheep for the job.
To be fair, it doesn't look like the road goes any further than that anyway.
Say again?
I don't think the road goes any further than that anyway, so he probably wasn't going much further.
He might be a bit knackered when they move. The thing is, I love the fact there's a paint guy. I mean, the sheep, it's not hard, is it? It's, oh no, I've got this one wrong. I've got all the line on the. Oh, I've got to restrip it and repaint it.
Which colour of
Uncle Bill
should I do this sheep?
Oh, you got some big pictures. There you go. So yeah, 135th sheep. I mean, what more do you need? Your modelling ship has come in basically.
Yeah.
You can now do that diorama you've always been looking to do always. Next up, moving swiftly on. The Tacom T3 and Feldumschlagrad Fug 2.5 ton. Feldumschlagerad. Now I seem to remember that Gerät means apparatus, I think. Because I remember the bronze bits on the side of a U-boat are called the something or something Gerät, which is the undersea radio apparatus. So it's Feldumschlagerad, I think. It's basically a pickup truck with a forklift. It's a big thing with a forklift, and you get the VW camper van with it as well. So it's a T3 minibus and the Feldumschlagerad FUG military forklift truck in 135th. Sadly, no pictures. But I saw that and I'm like, I like the look of that. That looks interesting. It's unusual. The fact you get an Army T3 as well, which is kind of interesting. You get 2 for 1. That's a good little kit, that, I think.
Yeah, that's unusual.
Yeah. And it's Tacom, of course, so it's going to be a nice, good kit. 59.39, so it's about 30 quid for each kit. So it's going to be a good, reasonable, medium-level build. Not one of their 5,000 part builds, because you pay that just for one vehicle, if it was one of those. So that's a good 2 for 1. There you get a good 2 for you get your camper van and you get the forklift. You could do all kind of like funky dioramas out of that, post-apocalyptic stuff, whatever you want to do. You could have some good fun with that. And it's an unusual subject as well. It almost lends itself into its own diorama. So
it's almost farm machinery, so you could put some sheep around it.
Yeah, if you get the sheep, you could put the sheep in the T3.
Ooh.
You could have a T3 full of sheeps. And yeah, you see what I'm doing there. Yeah, so anyway, that's the Tacom 135th T3 minibus and Feldumschlagerad. And what's next? Next we have the ICM 135th World War II Wehrmacht diorama set. How's that? That's badly written. Oh yeah, LEGL Einheits PKW Panzerkampfwagen. Einheits Panzerkampfwagen DS3513. Basically, it's a threefer, not a twofer, but a threefer. You get 3 little vehicles. Perfect for all your diorama-based needs. So if you want to make a little scene where you've got like 3 staff car type vehicles, then bang, you are sorted. I like that vehicle. It's kind of like a fat Jeep, isn't it? High degree of motorization of the Wehrmacht units became one of the reasons for the rapid campaigns. Now, I remember playing Call of Duty 2 on Xbox back in the 360 days, and there was a map called Poisson. Was it Poisson? There was a map called Poisson. It was like a French farm, and there was a river going through the middle. And on one corner, there was one of these vehicles just parked up, and you could get in it and drive around. And it wasn't really designed for driving the vehicle around, but you could get in it anyway. And when you play the game, on your team, you're either playing as Allies, so you're American, or Axis, and you're Germans. And I'll never forget playing this game once. I always played as Axis because we had the Kar 98 rifle, which was more fun to shoot with. So, like, basically, I saw a load of the enemy dive into one of these trucks, and none of them noticed that the guy driving it was an Axis. So a load of Americans got in all the passenger seats, not noticing that the guy driving it was on the other team. So the guy just proceeded to basically drive this truck into his own guys, who just all shot these guys in the back of the truck. And they were like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then they realised, "Oh wait, you're not one of us." Like, no. So very fond memories of that map in that game.
Ubers have changed so much over the years, haven't they?
Yeah. They were trying to shoot the guy driving it from the back seat, but they couldn't quite get the right. It was quite funny. They're all trying to shoot the guy driving it, but they couldn't, and he's driving them towards all their enemies. So this one's quite cool. You get the 3 vehicles. I think there's one, doesn't say, but one looks like a radio car. One's got some sort of shooty bits in the back, and one looks like a staff car, I think. So you've got like a staff car there. You've got that looks like a radio car because you can tell by
bits
the
of
radio
in there, aren't there?
Yeah. And this one has I don't know what that is. Maybe it's some kind of electrical wiry stuff. It looks like pantograph type.
It does, doesn't it? Either that or a crossbow, but it's probably not a crossbow.
Anyway, it looks super detailed. But basically, you're getting 3 of them. And it's Wehrmacht diorama set. I don't think you get any diorama bits with it. I think you just get the 3 cars. But yeah, that is the ICM 135th Wehrmacht diorama set. Interesting combination of 3 vehicles. So that's quite an unusual subject.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, when I'm painting German vehicles, I prefer the European theatre German grey colour. It's just a great colour for weathering. I don't like using the sandy colours. It's not as interesting. And last of all, we have the Rodin 135th 1941 Packard Clipper, which is an American staff car. And I've got to tell you, I detailed not one of these, but a very similar Packard. We had to strip and repaint one of these in a body shop once, and they are massive. And if you've never seen a vintage car of that era, the door would weigh as much as my actual car. Those old cars, they're built out of just plates of steel. They're incredible. And stripping the paint off one of them in real life, like getting the paint off one of these puppies, yeah. It had 60, 70 years of cellulose paint on it. That was not fun. So this is the Rodin 141 Packard Clipper. An unusual subject. Again, staff cars you don't often see them, and they're really ideal for kind of diorama settings because you're not going to do an action scene with a staff car, really. So if you're doing like this is a dockside scene, or you could build it into a different diorama. But staff cars are always an interesting choice because they suggest a non-combat diorama, which is always a bit challenging, always a bit interesting to make something boring and interesting diorama. So I will whiz through those again very quickly.
Because Twisted Rail Hobbies did say what was number 1 again. So
number 1 is the Italy 135th Mass 563-568 with crew, a wonderfully detailed looking kit there. We have then, to complement that, the Italeri 135th Vosper MTB 74 with crew, with more crew, because we're British, damn you, we have much more crew to play with. We have, of course, the one you need to buy, item number 3, cashier number 3, please. The Sort Art 135th Dora Railway Gun in stock. They may only have one, and once it's gone, that's it. There may never be any more ever again. We always say this. Once this sells, there might be none left in the world. We don't know. They've not been printed for like 5 or 6 years, so don't miss out if you've been looking to get one. We have the ICM 135th Mercedes-Benz Type G4 with armament. I like that. Hail Hydra. We have the Sheep. sheep. There's nothing more to say on that.
Does it say how many sheep there are? It's just sheep.
It says box contains models of 15 sheep.
Okay, thank you.
So 15 sheep. Tacom 135th T3 camper van. It's not really a camper van, but you know, the T3 van and Feldumschlag Gerät Fug 2.5 ton. Yes. And then we have the 135th World War II Wehrmacht diorama set, LEGL Einheitspanzerkampfwagen DS3513. And last of all, we have the Roden 135th 41 Packard clip. We don't often show Roden kits, and they're not that well known, but yeah, Roden do a lot of vehicles, and they're quite good. So check those out. So that is all of that. I shall stop the sharing. And I didn't mean to actually stop sharing completely. I'll bring it back in again. Hang on.
You probably don't need to. I think I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
I'll.
I'll kill that off. Hang on, let's do that. Yeah, so that's all the items. There was a theme. What is the theme? Go. Remember, don't overthink it, and by don't overthink it, I mean don't think. There really is no thinking.
Remember, this is Fox's what's in store. So
yeah. Cheese rolling, says Stuart Tucker. Hey, Stuart.
Very, very close.
Edward Leonard is straight in with 1/35th scale. Yes. I was having a very lazy day today, and I couldn't think of a theme, so I was like, why don't I just make them all 1/35th scale? Hallelujah. I don't know why I've never thought of that before. I'm the world's laziest man. So yes, that was the theme. Dead simple. 1/35th scale. They're all 1/35th scale. Although, I have to be said, the... what's it called? The Feldumschlager Gerät actually on the URL says 1/72nd, but it is a 1/35th kit. So there you go. That is that. I shall close that window off now. We don't need them. So well done, Edward Leonard. You have won yourself an enormous shrink-wrapped, gold-plated bag of nothing.
Without the gold plate.
Yeah, so make sure to not send us an email to not the email address. Include no information in the not email that you don't send us, and we'll send you to that not address that you don't send us in the no email. We'll send you nothing in a box that doesn't exist. And you can treasure it on your shelf forever. There you go. Well done. Boxes that are with eModels. Pineapple, we had 1/35th. A few people guessed 1/35th.
I think you should try and get Fox hungry now.
Don't get me riled up. It is not things Fox would like to ride to the pub. I'd ride anything to the pub. If it took me to the pub, I don't care what it is. I would ride sheep to the pub if they got me to a pub.
I can now visualise you riding a sheep now, and that's just no.
Family friendly, Chris.
Right, we have things to give away. If you haven't already entered, now is your last chance to nib across to last week's stream. Leave a comment saying Ted and a humorous fact about Ted, accurate or not, we don't really mind. If you want to win the little policeman thing, if you want to win the tank, put tank and then put a humorous comment about tanks. We've got a couple of minutes until we go.
What they could win, and then we'll.
I shall.
We'll give him a little longer because he might need to do two. We'll give him a minute to do a couple of comments because we often find that we have like 6 comments.
This is last week's video.
Yeah, look at all those people.
Yes, if you want to win the tank, which is the Tamiya 1/35th Russian T-62A tank, then put
that's the one I'll be building on my next eModels build.
Ah, that's why he shows it. I remember now.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, type tank and then leave a comment about tanks. If, on the other hand, or indeed as well as, you can put in 2 comments, 1 for each. If you want to win the ICM British Policeman, put Ted and then leave a comment about Ted. And if you do get it, you do have to paint Ted's tash on it and make it look like him, because it looks a little bit like him, but not quite.
Yeah. Now you can enter for both. If you want to win both, you can enter both. Just make sure that you do 2 separate comments, one with Ted and one with Tank. If you put them all in the same comment, we'll just pick the first one. So make sure if you want, you theoretically you could. Did we say they can win both, or is it will?
Yeah, no, if you win the first one, then you can't win the second one. If we do happen to draw you again, then we'll just redraw and get someone else to win the second one, because it's fair, isn't it?
Yeah, because we were very luckily joined by Pete Mate on Skype towards the end of last week's show, who decided to throw lots of giveaway prizes to us. So thank you, Pete Mate. And we were hoping that Pete Mate and James Mate might be joining us tonight, but Pete Mate was out at the last minute. So. No, I think he actually forgot, because he said he'd come and join us. I think he forgot, because we sent him the link and he's like, maybe next week. Bless him.
Right, there were 21 comments on this when we went live, but there'll be more than that now.
Yeah.
So I shall go to the random YouTube comment picker where I've already
Random
put the URL
YouTube comment picker.
and it's going to randomly pick comments. I shall get the YouTube comments. See, there's 33 now.
Yes. Should we give it another 20 seconds?
Yeah, another 20 seconds. I shall click it once more.
You can put a really short comment on there if you just want to put
Which are we doing first, Ted or Tank?
Tank. That made sense in my head, don't it?
Right.
I reckon we do Tank first.
Apparently there are 21 comments for Tank.
Ted, not that popular then.
So I don't know. I'm not saying that. So that's that. That is it. Your chance has passed. If you're putting in comments now, it's too late. You can put in a Ted comment now because we go back to that in a minute.
Yeah, you've got time to do a Ted comment if you want.
The
to win
winner
Bobby.
of the Tank is Dan Kramer.
Dan Kramer, didn't he win like a couple of weeks ago?
I don't know.
I think
Possibly.
Before. Cool.
He didn't win the tank though. He said, "Tank, I've not built a tank before, as this would make a lovely first attempt. I think it would also make a great test bed for weathering technique practice. I'm sure it will." Yes.
Well, it will now because you've won it.
You have. So yes, send an email to ted@eModels.co.uk.
It's up there somewhere.
Telling us that you have won the tank. Tell us that it was number 35108. Because then we'll know what we're talking about.
There's about 1 million different T60 tanks and T50 tanks. If you just say it's the Russian T, they'll probably give you the wrong one. So make sure you put that hashtag in. That will be my next eModels build that I'm going to hopefully be filming in the next few weeks. So it's dead simple. It's an easy build and it's great fun to paint on weather. So well done.
Right.
Make sure in the email you put your name, address, and your phone number just in case the delivery guy needs to call you.
Absolutely, yes. Now we shall draw for Ted. There are
Ted, you're
13 comments for Ted. So, yes,
How
Ted
many?
is less popular than a tank.
How many have we got?
13.
Ted or a Russian tank?
Yeah, I don't know.
60s.
I'd have gone for Ted myself, but there we go. I shall click the start button, and the winner of Ted, not the actual Ted, obviously, you can't take that one. Yeah, the reproduction of Ted as a copper is...
You will need to add your own moustache, though.
Lord Barkley III.
Yay!
No, that says tank.
Oh,
I don't know why it's drawn that, but it shouldn't have drawn that because it says Ted in it. So unfortunately, Lord Barkley, you didn't win because you said tank.
No! Oh no!
I'll pick another winner.
Epic fail.
This one says Ted. Phil Lewis.
Yay!
Ted
no,
used
Lord
to catch
Bobbins, sorry
criminals
about
by concealing himself in his blurred state. Absolutely, you could never pick him out of a lineup because, yeah.
Actually, if you made that model of Ted and made it look like Ted, but also covered it in flock, would that look like a naturally blurred Ted?
You just have to take pictures of it while you're shaking the camera very slightly.
Yeah, I'll put it out of focus. Look, Bobbins, sorry about that, Bobbins. that was weird. Damn it, we trusted this off-the-shelf free technology to not.
It's
to fail
terrible,
us.
isn't it? I don't know. It definitely said Ted in the thing, text that, and it didn't say Ted in it. So yes, Phil Lewis. Once again, email ted@eModels.co.uk. Tell us that you have won the policeman, and tell us it is number 16011.
Yeah. Again, make sure you include your name, address, and phone number. We need the phone number just so that if the delivery guy comes to knock on your door and you don't answer the door because it's 6:30 in the morning, they can phone you and say, "Get out of bed! I've got a box."
Delivering
Or they
Ted.
can call you, or if it's Hermes, they can call you and say they tried to deliver it by not delivering it, and they'll come back next week.
We tried to deliver it. We threw it on top of your roof.
We tried to deliver it by leaving it in the van. With speciality that they do.
Dear. So yes,
Johnny says,
congratulations to both of you. Well done.
Yep, congratulations. Let's have a look. Scale Modelling Chaos says to make it look like Ted having falling over with a bottle in his hand. To make it look like modern Ted. Although, seeing as it's it seems to be a 1980s uniform on that copy, you'd have to paint him with a brown moustache because he had brown hair. He's not always had.
Oh, there we go. We lost the Foxx. Oh, it was almost. We almost had him all the stream, but no. You might have lost me for a little bit, but you've lost Foxx completely now. He'll come back in. Look, there he is. There he is. We knew he'd be back momentarily.
Yes, that's me just falling out.
Lord Barkley says, only I can win and lose. Can I have a nothing prize as a consolation prize? Absolutely, yes. Because you've got your name drawn.
I feel bad now.
You can
we should
win
send
a
him a
big box of
135th.
nothing.
We should send him a 135th door as a consolation prize. Pete, I'm joking. Pete, mate, don't panic. I heard Pete mate's wallet just clenched then.
There was definite clinchage.
Yeah. Phil got the booby prize. Oh dear. Johnny says, lol, Foxx building a tank might be done by 2030. Well, it's not a complicated kit, and the reason I can tell you that is because I built it when I was 12. That's why I'm building it, because it was my dad bought me that kit when I was about 12, and it was the first kit I built and painted. Because before then I used to get models, build them and play with them like toys, and my dad said, right, let's do it properly. I'll take you to the shop, I'll get a kit for you, I'll buy you all the paints, you can build it and paint it as a proper model to put on the shelf. And it was the first one I ever did. So I'm revisiting my misspent youth, even.
It's probably misspelled as well.
Yeah, probably misspelled. And I'm going to see. Sadly, I've not got the original model anymore. It's long gone. But it was basically brush painted green with dry brush metallic weathering.
You should have got two of them and done one now and done one as you did back in the day.
Oh, you brush painted with Tamiya. No, I couldn't do that. That's like saying to a Buddhist monk, just eat this piece of beef. No.
It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah. Scale Modelling Chaos says, Foxx started it when he was 12 and finished it when he was 16. Yeah. Well, I did the cockpit and then I never finished it.
There's no point in doing any more than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that. We're obviously not expecting Ted next week, but Colin may or may not be here next week. We don't know. Mm-hmm. It depends on how things go. But it should be me and Foxx.
Yeah. Yeah, all being well, I should be around here. Although not being well, it'll be Chris on his own. Hooray! So there are various reasons.
Pete mate might turn up, so you know.
You never know. Well, there are various reasons why me and Colin may potentially not be around. So over the next few weeks, it's entirely possible that just once or maybe twice there may be a week with no Monday show. Just because if I'm not here, if I can't make it for because I'm looking after Mama Foxx or for any other reason, then just Chris on his own. And I'm sure Chris you could do a show by yourself, but would you want to? That's the question.
I've done one or two, but no, it depends how it goes on the Monday. Basically, if you don't see it come up as a upcoming video, then there won't be one.
Yeah. But as far as we know, at least me and Chris should be here next week anyway. But Ted should be back with us the week after, I think. And Colin, hopefully, all going well, Colin should be away for a few weeks, but he'll be hopefully with us in a few weeks' time, if all goes well. So Good luck to Colin and big hugs to Colin, and hope you're doing okay, buddy. If you're even watching this, but good luck. Fingers crossed. Big hugs, lots of love. And to Ted, as you're my best mate, Ted. Oh,
we love you, Ted.
We love you, Tony. Yeah, he won't even. How many fingers have I got? How many fingers, Ted?
Are they blurry fingers?
Yeah, look. How many fingers? Ted's like 70. Bless him.
All right, that'll do us then, won't it? We've done the stuff, we've given away the thing, we've done the lots in store, and that's everything, really, isn't it?
Yeah, we haven't got a new giveaway. I'll just double check the Skype to make sure Pete Mate's not just suddenly accidentally decided to throw a giveaway at us. No, not yet. Okay, cool. He might be hiding. I think he might be hiding away from us so he doesn't accidentally have to join the stream.
Yes, so next week you never know what's going to happen, as ever, with this stream, because that's the way things go.
So yes, anyway, yeah, stay tuned. We should hopefully be back next Monday. If not everybody else, then at least just me and Chris, all being well.
That's that. Don't forget, push the button that says end on it.
Well, don't forget, of course, do go along to eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. Don't forget, of course, if you can't find something in the store, don't panic. They've probably got something much, much better, because if they haven't got it, you probably don't need it anyway. They'll have something much better. But if there's something you specifically need and you can't see it on the website, it might just be out of stock. Just drop them an email or give them a call and ask them when it'll next be in stock, and they can get it for you. And if it's something they don't carry, they can probably get it for you anyway. So if you get any problems, give them a shout. And if you are local to them in Stoke, pop in and tell James.
Yeah, they're back open to the general public again, briefly.
Yeah, trade card challenge. So go in there and just say, Foxx says you will make me a cup of coffee. You don't want James to make you a cup of coffee. His coffee's terrible. It's not very good. Whenever we go there, I end up making all the brews. So.
And it's not much better, to be honest. But
well, no, but it's marginal.
Right. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll see you
take
soon.
care, everyone.
See you next week. Bye bye for now.
Adios, amigos.